The Manchester Derby, my 82nd actually, and certainly when I was working in an office, they used to talk about bragging rights. They still do, I suppose. Whoever wins this game gets bragging rights. So before I talk to some of the people who are down here at the game today, last week on the podcast that I do, the audio podcast, which you can see links to on my Twitter account, Keith Curle, former City skipper, was my guest. He scored a penalty in a derby once, but also told me a story of the bragging rights, if you like, the camaraderie between opponents in the derbies as well. Him and Mark Hughes had a bet, which he'll explain in a moment, that whoever lost went to the other's pub after the game. City lost. Here's Keith Curle's story.
When we had derby games, the wives used to go to the games together, and whoever won would take the other one for a drink in their pub. So I think we played at Old Trafford. We got beat. I think it was when Michael Fonseca, remember the left back, the German lad, gave the penalty away, and we got beat 3-2. So I had to go for a drink with Sparky after the game in his pub. We got to a pub in Stretford. That was where all the Stretford lads went and everything like that. So as we were walking into the pubs, you can imagine the captain of Man City, legend Mark Hughes, just going to a local pub, cut the pints before we were going home. Just as we walked through the door, Mark said the bar's there, and he's turned left and gone to the toilet. So I've walked into a pub full of Man United fans, and I'm stood there like that. I've got my City blazer on and my City tie, and there was a deathly hush in the pub. And I've just gone, again, 2 pints of Guinness, please. One for me, one for Sparky. And then luckily enough, by the time we got served, Sparky was coming back. And I'm thinking, thank God for that. But I've got to say, I spent an hour in there. Good banter, good humour. Took a little bit of stick, which you expect. But again, I put myself in that position. But again, the landlord at the pub was excellent as well, because as soon as I walked in, he's like, "Oh my, what are you doing in here?" I said, "I'm with Sparky." He went, "Good lad."
Well done for the penalty, and well done for the bravery of walking into that pub. What do you think of this derby then? Are you optimistic it'll be another step towards the title for City?
Yeah, I think Pep has got this habit. He gets good players to turn up week in, week out. Doesn't build it up, won't try and overshadow it. He will demand that his players turn up. And again, consistently they do. City players will be looking forward to the game more than Man United players will be.
I go into every game watching City knowing until they get a couple of goals up, the game is so difficult, because all the teams in the Premier League are difficult to beat. And Manchester United, I watched them against Watford recently, and they must have created 20 chances. They didn't score them, but I always were under the impression that if you're managing to create the chances, you're not getting far away. So obviously I'm hoping City can win, and I believe they will win. But United they're a pretty decent team for sure.
So it could go either way. In a way.
Listen, I also know that for the last couple of seasons, United have either beaten us or drawn at City's ground. City usually do okay at Old Trafford, but and the pressure's on both teams, but pressure's massively, I think, on City. But they rise to the occasion regularly. They've got a fantastic manager, and the players work 100%, just like everybody. Everybody can see this, but it's a major key to their success. I think how the players work for each other.
What does the derby mean to you?
I was nervous this morning driving in. I rang one of my friends, Steve, and we were laughing because I said how nervous I was. It feels like when I used to play, those sort of nerves were constantly running to the toilet. But it'll be a good spectacle. I think it'll be a good game. I think the way we've played this season has been on a different level. I think we're better than them, player for player. So hoping for a good win.
I've been a City fan for longer than I care to remember, over 40 years. And I come up 9 or 10 game times a season, and always try and come up for this one. I mean, I don't know if it's, you know, there's obviously less and less Manchester-born players playing this now. I mean, I can remember 20, 30 years ago when, you know, you still had a fair sprinkling on both sides of Manchester-born players. It might have meant a little bit more. But, I mean, today, you know, it's another game. It's all about getting the 3 points today. It's against United, and, you know, let's just hope for a good game and a good win.
Owen, one of the rarities who's played for both clubs, what does the Manchester derby mean to you?
Probably the reason I came to the UK, you know, to be a part of this game from Bayern Munich. So great history, great prestige. Tides have turned, obviously, from when I played at United, where they were heavy favourites. Now City are. So expect some big goals in it. Obviously, United have had some good results here, but Man City are just too good right now, I think, for everyone. So it's going to be interesting to see who plays, starting lineups, and what the end score is.
Sounds like you're excited by it then.
Oh, everybody's excited. I wish I could play and still be in it, but this is the next best thing. Pitch side and get a close look.
Well, it's slightly a tricky one, isn't it? But, you know, for obvious reasons, it would make a lot of sense if you're chosen with Liverpool for Manchester United to be able to take something from the game today. But I think, to take all that away, I think we've done well in terms of we now got a title race on, haven't we? And that in itself can only do for the Premier League.
Is this Manchester derby as big as the Liverpool one?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, obviously Manchester United's got a place at the top table in English football. It might not have been the way they would have liked over the last few years, but they're still a big club, and obviously what City have done over the last 10 years or so. So yeah, this is a monster of a game.
What does the Manchester derby mean to you, Steve?
I was involved in 4 derbies, 2 at Main Road and 2 at the Theatre of Dreams, and my claim to fame is that I was never on the losing side.
Really?
Yeah. I never played any of those games, but never mind.
Well, to me, I'm nervous as anything. It's the biggest game ever. I don't care about if we play Liverpool or anything like that. Manchester City is the biggest, and Manchester United, the derby. It's the game. I'm actually scared, but when we win, I enjoy it. But when we lose, I feel ill for 2 or 3 days.
So what's your gut saying today, win or defeat?
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? I think win, but I don't think it's going to be like 4-0. I think 1-0, which will mean if we score in the first half, the second half, we're just so scared. So that's a go.
Enjoy it as much as you can.
Yeah, cheers. I've flew over from Valencia, and we've got a few Man City fans in Valencia, and hopefully we'll play each other in the Premier League sometime, in the Champions League. So anyway, nice to see you. Take care and support Ukraine.
Where are you from then?
We're from Dubai.
And you've just come over for the Manchester derby?
Yeah, we're coming.
Are you supporting one team or the other?
I'm a neutral fan though, because I follow the Premier League, but yeah, hopefully City wins today.
You do realise that a lot of football fans look at these scarves where you wear both teams and think, why are they doing that? You've got to support one or the other in a Manchester derby.
Yeah, because I follow football generally, you know, that's the reason why I support. I'm not a particular fan of one team, but I support football.
Well, you want City to win today?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Now you're a neutral. I know you're a YouTuber, an aspiring YouTuber. I've just seen people wearing these half and half scarves. You're a neutral. Would you wear one of them?
No, definitely not. I think in some games it's alright if it's a big game, but on a derby day like this, I don't think that should be there. Like I went to Swindon, Man City. Those are the sorts of games where if you're gonna buy half, personally I wouldn't, and I wouldn't probably encourage people to. But if you are gonna buy them, those are the games. Not a derby like this, one of the biggest in the country or the world. You don't buy half.
Now you're a Bristol City fan,
yeah.
So I suppose Bristol City, Bristol Rovers is the equivalent.
Yeah.
How do you feel about a derby like this, a Manchester derby? Is this your first?
Yeah, I'm honestly, I've been buzzing for weeks about this. I don't know how I've kept it quiet to all my friends. I don't even know if they know I'm up here, but yeah, I can't wait for today. It's one of those ones where you come in for the atmosphere as well as the game and see two of the world's best sides go head to head, and yeah, I can't wait for today. And what I've heard from Adam over there, you as well, Ian, and what I've seen in other videos and vlogs on the internet as well, I cannot wait for today. It's going to be a brilliant game with 2 brilliant sides going head to head as well as a brilliant atmosphere.
I'm natively from Houston, been there my whole life. Steve is not from Houston originally, as you can tell from his accent.
I grew up in Littleborough.
So what does a derby mean to you, first of all, I'm not saying a Mancunian, but you sort of are, right?
As a Mancunian, this is always the biggest game of the year. You always wanted to go back to school on a Monday. having a win. Going back and losing was hard.
When you come from Houston, so you don't have the Manchester blood, what does it mean to you?
Yeah, so as an American, this usually means that you've got a lot of friends who were United supporters, because growing up as a kid, it was a lot easier to watch and learn about United back then. That was kind of like a big club that everybody in America had heard of. So now that I'm a City supporter, have been since 2010, it means a lot because a lot of my friends are United supporters. So it's almost like Steve was saying, it's like a bragging rights thing that you don't want to be coming to school or now to work having lost a derby, for sure.
I guess this is your first, is it?
Actually, it's my second, but first on English soil. I attended the first ever derby off-site, which was in Houston, which was great. We lost, but it was Kyle Walker's debut in a City shirt, so it was a fun game. And I work for a company that used to be a shirt sponsor for United, so we had a huge party, and I was one of very few in blue at the red party. So it was great, but this is much better to be on Mancunian soil.
And there'll be people in Houston watching this, I guess, back in a pub or a club or something like that.
Yeah, we have the Houston Supporters Club has about 115 members, and we get together even as early as 6 a.m. and watch the games. We have maybe 30 or 40 people that come out. They're all there right now at the Phoenix in Houston.
What are you expecting today?
Always hoping for a win, but I'm a typical City. I've been there before, but I think today we might nick it.
What about you?
I'm just hoping I didn't bring bad luck. You know, it's not very often you get to come to a game in person, so I'm just hoping that I'm bringing good luck for the boys and no hoodoo here. But no Ronaldo today, no Cavani, so could be a bit of a defensive struggle. But you know, well, I wish Diaz was playing, but he's not in the squad. But I've got full faith in Laporte and Stones to be able to hold down the back line.
Confident, just saying. Best City turn up, we win. You're always wary of a team who have been, they've been slaughtered in the press for the last 48 hours, and there's always that element. But reality is, even though I don't particularly think City have been playing as well as some of the plaudits they've been getting, I still think we should do these today, 3-1. You know, I'm reasonably comfortable that we should do something today.
What did you make of the first half then?
Well, we enjoy because the first half they score quickly, and I like the games when you score the first until after Manchester United they draw. But step by step we keep the ball and we have more chance to score. But that we feel this Manchester United team is like a snake, you know. They don't have the ball, and we see 2-3 times they can score. They score one, they can score a second goal. Just we need to take care, and I think Diaz is missing a little bit for some defense goal. We see Stone and Laporte, a long time they don't play together. They need just to take care, and we need to see more Riyad Mahrez second half. They played too much time on the left wing than the right wing. They need to share right and left. It will be more difficult for Manchester United.
Do you still expect City to win though?
Or they will win 3-1 or 4-1, sure.
The first half, well, what more could we want from the first half? They scored, yeah, they did, but we scored too. And it's always about beating them on this day, and that makes me happy. Who scores, who doesn't score, doesn't bother me. As long as we score and win. On Derby Day, it can't be any better than that, can it? Can it? Can't get any better than that.
Did it in style really. So De Bruyne was unbelievable. Bernardo Silva was unbelievable, I thought. And then I'm speechless. I can't
I thought 4-1
articulate.
flattered them, don't you?
I think it did. We seemed to have the ball on a string all the way through the game, and just pure class, really class. We've been beaten a lot of times in derbies, and to win like that is fantastic. It should have been 10.
Oh, absolutely brilliant. You humiliated him second half. They couldn't get a touch. Colour City!
If you ever thought who the biggest team in Manchester is, we've just proven it tonight. Unreal. The first half I was a bit worried about their counter-attack, but in the second half we just absolutely dominated front to back. They didn't have a sniff. All they could do was foul, and all we've done is proven that we are the absolute best team in Manchester.
That was City doing what they do. Good stuff.
What made it so special today?
Jack! Come on, City! Jack played like $100 million. So
you thought Grealish was key today?
Yeah, no, he did his stuff and made it look like it was worth it. Come on, City!
Great game, fantastic game. First half was very difficult. First 20 minutes was hard of the first half. They penned it in, but we played really well, solid from the back all the way through. Second half was just probably one of the best performances I've seen. Super solid defence, midfield, all the way up front. I think towards the tail end when Cancelo had that beautiful volley, God, it would have been great to go in. Really good game, solid performance. Come on to the next game. We needed it, especially as Liverpool won yesterday.
Kevin had a great first half.
Superb.
Goal scoring anyway. Riyad had a great second half.
Riyad wasn't great in the first half. There wasn't much going on. I think he was a bit isolated, but second half he came into being and it was a really good performance. And Kevin, as usual, just solid all the way through. Phil Foden had a decent game. Defence, we could have had a few improvements, but we kept strong and we won. That's the key thing at the end of this game.
Manchester is blue.
It's always blue. Come on, it's always been blue, you know that.
And what you won't realise is, because I'm watching the screen as I'm talking to you, there's a blue sky and yellow below. It's like the Ukraine flag.
Yeah, it's important to support everybody. Lots of injustices going around in this world. Got to support them all, call them out whenever they happen. It's really important.
Generally, Arthur City played extremely well. Could have been 6-7. A number of chances we missed. Solid performance. Absolutely solid. And the best thing is the 3 points. We needed them 3 points. So, we're keeping the pressure on Liverpool as well. So, hopefully, next couple... Come on!
I told them before the game what they were, and we showed them what they were. And in fact, their own players showed them what they were. They're not in the same league, Ian. They're not in the same league. United don't compete with us anymore. They might win the odd game here and there at Old Trafford or here. They don't compete anymore. This football is too superior, it's too sublime. But we're all laying them at 70 minutes. It says it all for me. City are the champions. We're going to be champions again. The title race is over, and I've said it's been for a long, long time. We've had a bit of a dip in recent weeks, but I knew the goals would come today. They all came at once, like Christmas time. Come on, Viva Pep Guardiola.
Well, I thought, as a fan, terrific. Nervous, as we always are when we play, shall we say, our major rivals, Man United and Liverpool. But terrific performance, particularly in the second half, when we were a little bit sharper, a little bit quicker to the ball. I thought we hunted the ball better. And, of course, the third goal, which was absolutely outstanding, top class, which really killed the game off.
Real statement performance, that, wasn't it?
I think so. I think that was the message today. Obviously every team that plays us now, and the best compliment to Manchester City is probably Man United's cup final, as it used to be for us many years ago. So, it's a great statement. It's a great statement to the rest of the league. Liverpool aren't going to give up, and neither are we. So I thought our football in the second half was outstanding.
I really enjoyed it. I don't know how United ever got a goal, because it didn't look worth a goal. Fantastic day, fantastic game.
Big performance, that, wasn't it?
It was
just the players.
The total must win. Totally, we had to win that. We had to, just to keep the gap from Liverpool. Absolutely.
Hey,
how are we doing?
Nice to see you.
All good?
What did you think then? Kevin De Bruyne had played well.
What a joy, huh? Special. Well worth coming.
So it finished with a thumping 4-1, and I'm sure Roberto Martinez was delighted to see the performance of Kevin De Bruyne. Ali Benabia got it right, didn't he, at half-time, when he said that Riyad Mahrez would score a goal or maybe 2 in the second half, and of course it worked out that way. So a thumping victory for City. I thought 4-1 flattered United, I really did. Double over them as well. You'd sort of want to play them in the Champions League, wouldn't you, really, if they get through. Certainly after that performance, a really, really good performance by the Blues, and a Manchester derby victory. Doesn't get any better than that. Thanks very much to Timpson, to MusicMagpie and the RRG Group for their support, and to all the people who contribute to my vlog, which is really appreciated, and all the nice things that people say. So keep spreading the word. The podcast this week, that's the audio podcast, features Ned and Manua. And we'll be talking about the derby, of course, and looking ahead to the Sporting Lisbon game on Wednesday. I'll be here for that one, doing another vlog, of course. So until then, have a great sporting week, and more than ever, isn't it great to be a Blue?